Tja pluggen!
Okay, so here we are in Flagstaff with Hanna and Suldan. And I asked you guys what you wanted to know about them, so I got some questions from you that I'm gonna ask them. Because in Sweden, no one calls themselves a pro really, but like in the US, you go pro after college, for example, when you choose to keep going with running. So you both are considered pro,
I guess.
Not really yet. I feel like when I make to World Championships, then I am pro runner.
Oh.
So I have to make it there first.
Okay.
Or European Open Championships.
How old are you?
29.
And
21.
So we got 21 and 29.
The baby. What's that?
Yeah. So we got, and when did you start running, Hanna?
When I was 25, turning 26. So this is gonna be my 5th year running.
Yeah. So here we have it. It's
never too late.
Yeah, never too late.
I made a world championship in 2 years.
Yeah.
I started running when I was 15, so almost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
And you had make some teams as well, like the youth teams. Or
Yeah,
what have you made?
World Youth Teams and World Junior Championships.
Yeah. You know, in running there's not that much money. So how do you make it go around?
In Sweden we have our like clubs supporting us, so that's a big deal. Your sponsor, so you get a little bit of finances from that. Prize money for certain competitions. I also work a little bit. 10 to 20 hours a week.
Okay.
Yeah. So it all adds together.
Yeah, it's not like one thing.
Yeah.
I actually work also part-time. Sometimes you have local sponsors. I have New Balance, they support me, and then I have a few local sponsors.
I lived with my coaches for like 2 years, maybe 3, because I didn't have money to pay rent. But then now I have money to pay rent. But I was thinking maybe you had something still.
Well, every time I go home to Sweden, I have to live with my mom and dad.
Yeah, same. That's a good part about being a pro runner. You go home, you live with your parents, and you're like a professional.
Yeah. Every year I just felt like I want to keep on going to see if I can get a little better than last year.
And was that how? So that's why, because you saw improvement, you want to keep going.
Yeah, and I knew that I didn't do that much training and I already ran pretty well. So I'm like, okay, if I add a little bit more, then what happens?
Yeah.
After high school it was easy for me because I felt like I have the potential to be a great runner. So then it wasn't that hard then. But before when I started running, it was so fun for me because I could travel a lot. I'm from a small town in Sweden, and then like the second year we went to Colombia for World Youth Championships. It was so nice. I was like, if I can travel this much, then I made it. Traveling was also a lot of motivation for me because I like to travel a lot.
Yeah, like now we're all in Flagstaff.
Yeah, in America.
And we're only here because we run. We're all going to California after this to race. Yeah. What would you say makes you, get out of bed every day?
Like a competition is coming up and you do want to do better than maybe last year, or you want to beat your competitors or whatever.
Yeah. To make the Olympics, and then you have to train every day. So even if you're tired that day, you know that you have to go out.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes you just have to do it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then the hardest part is to go out from the door. When you go out from the door, it's easy because you can't say that I go back now. It's 1 kilometer.
Exactly.
After 1 kilometer, so you have to just decide. I think.
What do you do to keep your life balanced? So it's not just running all the time. Like, do you have other outlets?
I work for money, but I also work because that's another thing that I can be good at and that I can do outside of running. Like, I don't think about running at all when I do my work. And I think family and friends too, who are not in the running world. I'm
serious at home, but sometimes I'm more serious. For example, in training camps, now you put a little bit extra. And I think most good athletes know that. Sometimes they just go in that zone.
Yeah. I think that's a reason to going on training camps too, because you switch your environment and it's something new and that motivates you, and you can do that for 4 or 5 weeks, really intense.
Yeah, being in Flagstaff motivates me. Sometimes just seeing all the athletes, the whole world is here.
Yeah, you see world finalists or medalists you even train with them.
And sometimes they ask you, what's your PP? I don't want to say it.
Under construction. In that age, it's just about getting general athleticism and not being injured and just having fun with it, because you're supposed to be good when you're in your mid-20s maybe or even later. There's a bunch of Olympic medalists who are 35 even, 34, 35, so.
No one will care about what you did when you were 15,
No,
16, 17.
yeah.
You know, at the end, you know, they will ask you, what's your PP? And they don't mean, what's your 17 years old PP?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I honestly don't think that much about food. I actually started, like, last year I had as a goal to eat more nutritious food because I think I ate very unhealthy before. The house we live in, there's like a bunch of guys and they are pretty hungry all the time.
Yeah, it's
there's a lot of talk about food. I mean, you want to eat 10 hot dogs for dinner together.
Sometimes in Atlanta we go talk to high schoolers or middle schoolers and then they ask us questions and they ask about food at that early age. I'm like, whoa, but you're just like 15, you're asking about food. And then we're just like, yeah, just eat, you know. Because also, yeah, you're looking at those people, or people like us, it's like professional athletes. When you're in high school, you're not supposed to be like a professional.
No.
You don't have to be ripped and have like abs. Like you don't really have to worry about that.
And that's not how people look like the entire year.
Yeah,
that's
true,
like,
actually.
that's like maybe like 1 or 2 weeks at an important championships where they get really like fit, you know. Some competitions like throughout Europe and you see athletes from all around the world, there will be like these like really fast Kenyans or Ethiopians and they eat a lot of sugar and they beat you at the track. So you're like,
do you sleep extra much or something, or how do you?
Yes.
What is your relationship to sleep?
I love sleep. I have to sleep at least 9 hours a night, and at training camp I nap 1 hour too, almost every day.
Same as me, almost in 8 to 9 hours, and then 45 to an hour nap in the day.
Sometimes I want to do other active stuff, or like I want to go and play soccer, or I want to go on a hike, or I want to go and do all these things, and then I'm like, no, I have to rest my legs because I have a workout, or I have to, you know.
You have to say no to things, like, I can't hang out with you if it's like late at night. In Sweden, especially in the summer, it's so bright outside. People always want to be up late, and I'm just like, I can't. I think it's hard.
Just say, no, hell no. I gotta go sleep, man. It depends, you know. When you're injured, I have been injured also, you know. Then it's maybe sometimes it's a little bit hard. And sometimes it can be also motivating, you know. So I have to be back.
I agree, it depends. Sometimes it's motivating and sometimes it's stressing you if you're like sick or if you're a little injured.
I took away my Instagram app when I was injured. Because I remember I was looking at photos and I think it was Flagstaff around this time. And everyone was running and it just felt like everyone was running except for me. And I just like couldn't do it anymore. I took a break for like 2 months.
Appreciate if other runners were more like show the good and the bad. So maybe I should do that too.
I know, I thought about that too.
But what motivates me is like my coach actually gives me like a training program to follow. Like today you're gonna do intervals on the elliptical, or today you're gonna go and do like, I don't know, swim, or I don't know, something like that. Then it's, to me, that's easier to stay motivated.
It's good to think about, you know, it will go away. Like
eventually.
in 1 week or, you know, in a few weeks, you know, just, you know, it's not going to be like this way forever. And at the same time also, I think a lot of people, you know, forget to train a lot of cross training, because I think if you just do a lot of cross training and bicycle all that, I think the shape, you know, will remain the same almost, you know. So I think it's very good, you know, just to do the you know, the hard work, you know. And
the first time I was injured, I didn't know what it was going to be like. Actually, I was not going to be like a big deal for some reason. But like it is tough. So if you think it's tough, like that's normal. Because if you have spent all your days running and then you can't do that one thing that you like to do, like it's not weird if it's like you're having a hard time. Like it's okay and it will go away. And just try to, you know, go to the gym and
grind.
Yeah, exactly. If someone feels like they're not that good right now, because you guys are kind of like stars, I feel like.
Oh, you mean if you're not seeing the improvements you want to see? Or like a lot of my friends who had like stagnated for years, like tough times, and then just kept on training and kept on doing like, and just stayed with it even though they were unmotivated, and then all of a sudden like this like catch-up effect, get like 1 PB and then they improve. I'm like, just keep on doing what you're doing, eventually it will pay off. Like not everyone has the same development like curve or whatever you call it.
Like it could go like this or this, or
everyone who had that says it's worth it.
So that's a good little thing. Everyone says it's worth it.
When I started this summer 2018, and I think I did like 900, 901, like after 2 months training in the 2000 meters, and then 880 the year after, and I was like, in 3 years you should do like 750 or so. So I think it's also good to remember, you know, sometimes it's take a lot longer time to be there where you want to be. Because, you know, I was like, you know, if you are like this good now, after 1 year's training, then in 2 years you can be in the Olympics, you know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even close to the last Olympics, you know. So I think it's you know good to know that you can't just say like in 1 year I will be there. You know, just you know to do the hard work, and then you know sometimes it takes longer than you think, and sometimes bang you're there, like you know.
You got the taste of success. I mean, you just wanted everything at once, but you know now it can take time.
Yeah.
So be patient.
Yeah, just be patient, you know.
Yeah.
In 2 years, you know, you are in the Olympics, but
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Thanks for joining this little conversation, and I hope you guys liked it. And I'm thinking you can stalk them and follow them. Okay, well, thank you guys.
My album coming out December, you know. Check it out.